from Uganda Federal Alliance, the Publicity and Information Secretary for Red District. My question is like this. Given that under the current government, health workers, like doctors, nurses, are underpaid, which makes them disgruntled in the service delivery, how does the current government and the other parties who intend to come to power going to improve on this health problem?
Remuneration, the salaries, salary increment, that's what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay, let me spread it to the panel. Maybe I begin with you. Yes.
Given that they are going to work under the same unitary system of government where the wealth of this country are in the hands of very few people, as some of our people have been telling us, our leaders have been telling us, how do they intend to help this situation?
Okay, it appears that all the parties are talking about federalism, apart from maybe the NRM. Rosemary, how do you make sure you raise the salaries, for example, of medical workers?
Thank you. As PDP, we have come up with the strategies. Indeed, we have learned that we have lost most of our doctors to outside countries. As a result, most of our Ugandans are suffering with the poor treatment, not being cared for. We feel that the payment for the doctors, the nurses, should be increased. Even their welfare should be catered for in terms of other allowances, like the housing, so that they can be comfortable and work peacefully. Most of them are going out because the service which they do is not equivalent to what they are supposed to. As PDP, we have a plan for all the sectors in health to see that they are well equipped with the trained personnel, and better payment should be given for them.
Anguyo, how does the Uganda Federal Alliance plan to tackle the issue of salaries, for example? Because everybody seems to be saying they are poorly paid.
Thank you, Mr. Kamara. The issue of tackling salaries, as Anguyo has raised, you know, in Uganda Federal Alliance, we have a very complete manifesto which talks about all the sectors, not only health, not agriculture. We also talks about defense, trade, all the sectors we tend to address vividly. But now the issue of raising salaries, we know this is actually has been our first priority in Uganda Federal Alliance when we were drawing this campaign manifesto. So what we are going to do is to make sure teachers, doctors, these are the people we are supposed to pay highly, and the military men, I think, and the police, and so forth. But if you can take the example of the Commissioner General for Uganda Revenue Authority, the woman is earning 30 million per month. And he has gone to the same, I think, diploma or degree together with the teachers. But if you take the salary of teachers, the least they are getting in secondary, I think, is 500. Now you compare to that one. So we are going to make sure these other sectors which actually have no use
is evenly distributed.
Yeah, of course, we are going to just cut them off. We are going to demolish all
so
these
in fact, you're talking about radical changes, radical plans for you.
No, not radical. You know, our plan is actually we are going to use this soft approach to all these sectors to make sure we improve in service delivery.
Okay, Honorable Bia, you talked about the people, the best brains living in Uganda because they are poorly paid. As IPC or FDC, how would you solve this problem?
Well, first and foremost, we intend to curb corruption. Just imagine how much you would save when we cut down corruption. We'd be able to pay them better. But still, we're also going to ensure that as IPC, as FDC, we do one critical thing. Once you're trained by Ugandans, you don't leave the country until you have served 5 years. You are not allowed to leave the country. You must serve the people who educated you. That is going to be one fundamental thing, to retain our brains here. Once we pay them better and we tell them 5 years you're working here, yes, you are going